I never really believed that it was going to end. For some reason, I had this feeling, even when they told me that it was not going to come back. I was like, really? I don't know. I don't necessarily believe it entirely. And I guess the first analogy that popped into my head was, Tinkerbell. Like when, Tinkerbell drinks the poison, I think, and Peter Pan gets everybody in the audience to say, I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. And so that's kind of how I felt. I felt a little bit like this was a Tinkerbell kind of scenario. And it was really the audience going, no, I do believe in breaking in. I do believe in breaking in. So they did bring it back to life and convinced Fox that fairies do exist. Really.
So now looking at the second season, the dynamics are different with Megan coming in. So how is Oz's attitude in these episodes that you've been shooting? Is he adjusting to having someone above him?
It's hard. I mean, it's definitely an adjustment. It's there's definitely a power struggle that they're incorporating into the show. Oz does have particular techniques and certain training in a lot of areas. We don't know who his teachers necessarily are, and he's still a very mysterious character, but he does have particular abilities that still enable him and give him the ability to at times get the upper hand in these particular moments. And I always said, even last year, I mean, this is a guy who is an 8 moves ahead type of character. So I think Adam has got that. Adam Goldberg has got that in the back of his mind. So hopefully by the end of the amount of episodes that we're going to get to do, you will see a reason for all the things that did happen. It's like nothing really happens by mistake. Megan is in there for a particular reason that we won't understand until we get to episode 13.
And he's not in such dire straits that they're repossessing the Captain Kirk chair, right?
No, okay. But she definitely comes in and claims the territory. I mean, the Kirk chair does disappear for a little while. It has to be put away in a secret place.
Okay.
It's got to be put in a secret place, which is, look, I'm shocked about it. I'm upset about it. It used to be my area and my space, but, supposedly they're finding ways to reintroduce it.
Okay. Is there a little bit more solidarity this season between Oz and his team? Like, are you going out on more of the missions and getting involved hands-on?
Well, let's see. I mean, right now, I would say that, introducing Megan's character has made it certainly much more of an in-house, office-y kind of situation. There's definitely still been some missions that we've gone out on. I mean, protecting the Diamond Bra and that kind of thing. But it feels like we've certainly been indoors a lot more, and just dealing with a lot of the characters and their interpersonal relationships, and just bouncing off each other and finding that chemistry and seeing how that all works, and just playing around with each other as much as possible. I think just the interaction between a man and a woman, and her being very funny, is a vital element to introduce it. It's like Oz, in the first 6 episodes, was really so hovering above everybody. I mean, now, he's still sort of orbiting around, but he's now got to contend with a truly certifiable character. That's now actually, it's almost like the lunatics are running the asylum now, and she would definitely be like the psychotic Nurse Ratched, and Oz is just trying to hold the whole thing together, and she's, it's just, that's the classic thing, I suppose. Ricky, Lucy. I think in a lot of ways you're definitely going to know more about Oz, and he certainly suffers from some human foibles. I mean, my personal opinion, just with this particular character, it's like I'm always questioning, does he actually suffer from these things, or is he just saying that he suffers from these things in order to get something that he wants to happen? So I do kind of look at him always as a bit of a puppet master and a manipulator, but for a good cause. It's, for me, having done shows before, I mean, this is just something that is definitely much more in my comfort zone, and dealing in an arena that I like, nostalgia, the 80s, things I grew up with, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Steve McQueen, any time there's a chance to incorporate some of that stuff into the script, they're great, And sometimes incorporating, it's like the other day we were doing a scene where it was like an interrogation scene, and we're in Oz's secret office and located behind the Tron machine, and just all that stuff is great. And I remember the scene from the original Thomas Crown Affair with Steve McQueen when the guy came into the hotel room and it was just a silhouette, and there was light behind Steve McQueen. You couldn't really see him, and I remember showing that to Joe, our DP, and they did everything to kind of incorporate that and recapture that kind of moment. So for me, getting those sorts of opportunities to live out those fantasies are great. Anytime I get the opportunity to quote Harrison Ford as Han Solo is great. In one of the episodes, I have a coffee machine that is just, it looks like the Millennium Falcon. I mean, it's so beat up, and Veronica's like, ew, what a piece of junk. And I say, well, she'll make 0.5 past light speed. May not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. I made a few special modifications myself. You want a cup? So anytime I get a chance to sort of incorporate some of those moments, I get a kick out of it.